Next stage, I've sent the jugs, the barrels, to be rebored, and that's underway. They should be back tomorrow, fingers crossed. Now here's the cylinder head I've been working on. I have some replacement valve guide seals I'm going to put on there. These should be easy enough to take off. I finished the other side. I've finished cleaning and lapping, and these valves are now sitting very comfortably in there. All cleaned up, operating well. I'll just change those seals and then I'm going to work on putting the springs back on. Take it from there. Well, I don't know whether you can see in this light, but I've got this on my knee. Just put that these springs in here. I've got the compressor tool here. I've just put it on, compress slightly, slip the collets in here, the split collets. I'm going to turn this, and I'm going to work these collets into place. Can't do this with one hand. I'll work them into place and then release the tension on the compressor tool. Well, as you can see, it's pouring down here. Here's the latest. I've got the cam chain ready to separate. I've made sure that this cam chain is secure on both sides so it won't fall down anywhere, and of course covered up. I'm going to have to use the grinder. I don't have a rivet tool to take that piece out, that link out there. I have got a rivet tool which is a bit big. I can certainly put the link back in with that tool. Now then, two sets of jugs, they're the pistons. Here's the story so far. These are the jugs that came off. I took them down to Tom. He read the life of this engine in these jugs. You can't see, I don't think, but there is a ring halfway down. I think it's about half a thou deep all the way around, and of course that indicates the bike was stood for a good while. Rusted piston rings, seized. Whoever has rebuilt it has simply honed out those barrels and not done a very good job. Yes, I can just feel that dip there. And they put oversized pistons in, 0.5. It says 50 on the top, which means it's 0.5 oversize. Now, I just happen to have handy over there on my donor engine another set of jugs. Old Tom said, well, these are nearly new pistons. He doesn't usually use any second-hand pistons in any rebore situation at all. But these were stock, not oversized in any way, not been rebored, straight from Mr. Yamaha. These are 0.5, so what he's done, he's rebored these. He's rebored these jugs for me. Absolutely marvellous. He's rebored those. He did them last night, picked them up this morning. Here's the cylinder. He did say oh yes, very nice, thank you very much. Yep, that fits. That's the right hand one. He did say, and I don't know what you guys think, he put one piston ring in here for me and said that he didn't know the tolerances for this particular engine, the XS650, that there was 1/10,000th of a gap between the ends of the piston ring. To my mind, that will do. Any thoughts on that? Okay, next step. Chain off. Install new cam chain. Clean up. Put the pistons on, and see and then I shall slip these jugs over. More soon. I've taken the link out, and as you can see I've joined this old cam chain to the new cam chain here with some wire, making sure that it's secure. Didn't want anything to drop down in there, and I pulled the cam chain through, and it's attached of course with that, so it's just fed through and installed. Not taking any risks, tied this end here and then retied that end before I disconnect this. Moving on. Well, just for some information here, this is the old cam chain. Now the new cam chain, I tested it before I fitted it, and the arc was about there. This arc, it's very, very stretched. Thank goodness I've changed it. Well, I've followed the schematic for the piston rings, and I have put them all on correctly. Right hand, left hand. I've put them on. I've just removed the gudgeon pin from the right hand piston, pushed out the gudgeon itself and placed it over the piston. It'll be able to slide there into the small end. I've got the left hand piston here, the arrow pointing in the direction it should go. I've released the gudgeon pin. I can now slide the gudgeon out to put it over the piston on this side. All the piston rings are aligned. Now this looks like it's going to be a little bit difficult. I might have to tap this out a little bit. I'll slide it over there. Back in a moment. Here we are, the gudgeon tapped out. I shall see if I can just place this on the piston one-handed and put the gudgeon in. I doubt it. I'll just be back in a moment. There we are. Two pistons on, ready to be tapped in. I'll not do it like this. I need to hold the back of the piston, but it will go just go in very nicely. Well, the pistons are in there. The rings are all lined up properly. This is my handy dandy piston ring compressor, the end of a brush. And there are the new freshly bored out cylinders and the pistons in. I'll double check. That's a forward facing. Yep, that's right hand. That's left hand. Of course we have to face that way. And I shall just, it's raining again, I'll have to push the bike undercover into the smallest workshop. Gets a bit untidy coming in and out of the rain, but never mind. I'll just pause, make a cup of tea, tidy up, put those in place, and look, I'm nearly there. Soon. Well, I've cleaned everything up and I've put the new O-rings on here at the spigots. I've got the base gasket ready. Just one thing that might hold me up. There's a dowel. There's a dowel missing here. Now I just turn round, go to my donut engine, and there's nothing there, but there is one there. I think I'm saved. Back soon. How about that? There's a dowel off the donut engine. Now, I'm not even going to chance going near that open cavern with this. I'm going to put that in my pocket. I'm going to cover that up like that. Back in the pocket. Now, is it going a particular way? No. Let's... Now then. Yep. I can tap that in. And then I can put these the cylinders, well, first of all the base gasket and the cylinders. I'll work on fixing up the pistons. That's it, new dowel in place. I slipped over a socket and just tapped it down with a hammer. It's in place, and let's move on. The rain's pouring down. I've rested the chugs on top of the 8 bolts. I'm going to release this chain, and I'm going to pass it through and tie it up there. Oh, things are moving on. You might have spotted I had my base gasket on upside down. Yep, had to do it again. Take the jugs off, take the pistons out, reset the base gasket. Yep, never mind, there we go. Have to be patient, sometimes these things happen. There we go, we have the cam chain guide that's going on. I've got a bit of blue Loctite, and it's a 6mm bolt, but it's got a 10mm head. It's another cup of tea, I think, after all that, and then move on. For the next stage, I'll just go back one. I torqued up the cam chain tensioner bolts at the front there. That's 10mm heads, 6mm bolts. Was it £6 or £7? I can't remember now. I've torqued those up, so the next thing I put the cylinder head gasket on. I'm going to then put some sealant. I have the sealant ready. I'm going to put it around the outer 4 bolts. I'm going to put it across the front, and I'm going to put it around the cam chain gap there, all around on both sides, and I'm going to lower down. Now this is the cylinder head, because you can see the dowels are not in place on this bolt up here and this bolt here. That's because there they are, they're in place here and here. I've cleaned everything up. I'm going to have a last look over, a last wipe down inside, make sure nothing's got in, and then I'm going to put the cylinder head on. Well, I've put the head on. I've got the cam chain through there. I put the old torque wrench through there for double security. Now I'm going to put these bolts back, 1, 2 and 3. One that goes back down there. 3, there we go. Of course I bagged them up as I took everything off, so here they are. I should just put those in now and have another drink of my tea.